right, next up, move over. Alistair McTaggart, the Justice Department, is after Google now, and it is no cocktail party. So the JD is suing Google over multiple violations of antitrust law, and I sound like I'm kidding around, but this is pretty serious. To quote the Washington Post, quote, "The federal government's landmark lawsuit caps off a roughly year-long investigation that concluded Google wielded its digital dominance to the detriment of corporate rivals and consumers. The complaint contends that Google relied on a mix of special agreements and other problematic business practices to secure an insurmountable lead in online search, capturing the market for nearly 90% of all queries in the United States."
I love digital dominance to the detriment.
Right? I know you're a big alliteration fan.
I know.
You always comment when we use
fun use of alliteration. And I'd also like to say, I'm just a little worried about how they're going to handle this lawsuit when they're not allowed to say the word antitrust at work. How are they going to talk to their lawyers? Oh, Jess missed that story last week because you don't listen.
I guess I have to listen to the episode.
It said that Google's not allowed to say antitrust at work, like people get in trouble. It's a bad word.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, nobody trusts them, so there's a lot of antitrust going on anyway.
I don't.
So the suit claims that Google was able to do this by paying billions of dollars to become the default search engine for web browsers, smartphones, and other devices and services, which then allowed Google to, quote, enrich itself through ads and make it impossible for other search engines to compete. And I kind of hate that phrase, enrich itself. It sounds dirty. And like, I guess to enrich is to get more riches. So like, yes, that's what they mean. But I just don't feel like it's a strong enough phrase if this is a serious
I think enrichment is like learning. I usually think of it as a good thing.
Right?
Yeah.
It sounds gross here. I don't like it.
I didn't read everything, but I still have strong opinions. And this doesn't seem like it's that great of a suit compared to everything that's happening out there. Because to give Google credit, it is easy enough to switch everything. My phone, I use DuckDuckGo. I turn off my voice assistant. I throw out my Google Assistant and I can use whatever I want. Like, I don't know. I don't see that specifically being such a big issue. I saw something that I loved on the topic over on Twitter. Tweet read "you must" from Yoda Kirk from PPC Kirk on Twitter. He said, "One of the best ways to determine if unchecked power is in play is how they communicate to the underlings, i.e. Google's recent release to advertisers on search terms. They just don't have to communicate well because they know they have ultimate power." And then had the questioning emoji in there. But is it that hard to switch off of Google products? Not really.
No, I mean,
I don't
you
know.
switch to Edge.
I use Edge on my Windows computer, and I can use Chrome and Google on my Windows computer, and I use DuckDuckGo on my phone. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Well, I wonder if they'll call like the defense or not the defense. What's the other side? Whatever legal term. They should call you and PPC.
How do you not know that?
The prosecution should call you and PPC Yoda to testify. And you guys are the underlings. Like what you saw? Of course you did. If you're looking for more, Marketing O'Clock releases new episodes every Friday with the digital marketing news of the week. You can subscribe wherever you consume your podcasts, or click to watch the full episode, the next news story, or read all the articles from the show.